Welcome to the Fallout Show from Forbidden Door in London. AEW Dynamite post show. It's your boy ABE from DET.
I'm that Bald Bro for the NYC.
I cannot state this enough. In my book, AEW has been number one for a while. Men lie, women lie. Numbers are starting to tell the truth, man. This show is on a goddamn roll, man. Am I over exaggerating this?
You are absolutely not. And shout out to one of my podcast co-hosts, Wrestling Mark, who's I think is correct on this. This might be the best post pay-per-view Dynamite in a long time, maybe ever. I mean, tonight's show accomplished a lot of things. It set up new storylines, new feuds, and we already got a few matches set up for All Out that are definites on paper, and we saw a whole bunch of teases for the pay-per-view as well. And man, it's just an embarrassment of wealth of talent this roster has, that the fact that both Swerve and Ospreay are going to be out for a while, most likely the rest of the year, definitely. And you can literally just pull out a name from out your hat, whatever, and it's just plug and play and just keep the wheels moving, keep the show moving. And they did not miss a beat tonight, man. Like I said, the product is on fire right now, and tonight was a perfect representation of that.
Facts. Let's jump into it. Let everybody know who didn't see it what they missed. It started off with what we all were praying and wishing for. Me personally, I wanted the tag team titles on the line, but I'm not mad if they are not. But looks like it's 1,000% certain now. At Forbidden Door, it will be FTR versus CNC, aka Adam Copeland, and Christian Cage, aka Edge and Christian, if you want to go back that far. But this is a match made in heaven when you talk about professional wrestling from the tag team perspective. You've got one of the greatest of all time, one of the current greatest that is still wrestling. This match will blow the roof off from a technical standpoint. There will be a standing ovation. They're in their hometown, CNC of Toronto. This match, I cannot wait. Bald Bro, please speak on it.
Bro, 9 years ago, I was in Toronto, Canada for NXT Toronto for DIY versus the Revival, now known as FTR. 2 out of 3 falls match, one of the greatest tag team matches I've ever seen. 9 years later to the date, we have FTR versus CNC at All Out in Toronto, Canada. One of the best tag teams in the world right now versus one of the greatest tag teams of all time. And it's just like, dog, when that music hits, when Copeland's music hit, that roof is going to just explode off the damn top right now. And as someone who has been there to experience a live Toronto Canadian crowd, like, you are in for a treat. Like, like, you're from Detroit, I'm from New York. Like, we've been a part of, I'm sure, crazy, like, ruckus crowds. Toronto is a different animal. It's a different beast. And it's like, you got the perfect storm. You got the story right there with FTR and Copeland, and now they're going back to their hometown, and just like I said, Copeland, Christian, CNC back together once again. It's just a perfect mix. Like, all the stars have aligned. Like, I didn't get to see these guys as kids, and now, like, I'm a full grown adult now. I'm gonna see it there live and in person. Like, I'm gonna enjoy it. Like, we are in for a treat. Like, this is gonna be tag team wrestling at its finest. I cannot wait.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, we will be there. So what a day it will be in Toronto for us, live in action. We're going to be streaming there. We're going to be doing live reacts in the crowd. It's going to be incredible. But next up, the first match of the night is Jon Moxley, the former AEW World Champion, defeats the former TNT champion Daniel Garcia by pinfall. This was a solid match. I like Daniel Garcia lately, has been heavily involved. He was with Nigel McGuinness in that storyline, but we need a heel turn. We need something different, and get Daddy Magic the fuck away from you, man. Let's get serious. But how you feel about this match?
It was a good match. You know what? These guys have faced off a couple times in the past, and I forgot how great chemistry that these guys have with each other. They work well off of each other, and Yeah, listen, it was hard hitting, it was technical, it got nasty. I mean, it's a John Moxley match, so you know what to expect. But it was just the veteran experience of Mox that got the better of Garcia, the quick roll up for the 1, 2, 3. But listen, I need something more out of Daniel Garcia. I mean, listen, he could get it done within the ropes, but I need something more, man. This if I'm surprised it didn't happen at Forbidden Door at post the McGinnis match, like didn't happen right there. It didn't happen now with Daddy Magic right there in the side wearing the all white outfit. That was screaming to me like, oh man, that shit's gonna be covered in his own blood. Like, let's go. But nah, it hasn't happened yet. But I think something's got to happen sooner rather than later. I like Daniel Garcia, but I feel like he's a little flat right now. He's not trending downward. He's not going upward. He's just staying afloat right now. You know what? And he's got to do something different, man. He's got to. I don't know. He's got to turn the page and he's got to figure it out because right now, what he's doing right now is not working, in my opinion.
Not at all. Amazing thing happened afterwards. We got Wheeler Yuta, one of the rising stars in AEW. You knew he could always wrestle, but now he's got that mic figured out, and they gave it to him. With a live audience, he talked that talk, said what he had to say, but out comes the returning Hook, who came down to the ring, a man of few words before, and he's still that same way, kicking ass and taking names, laying out Wheeler Yuta, letting the AEW world know that he is back. How you like the return of Hook tonight?
I mean, listen, it's kind of like what I just said with Daniel Garcia. We know he can get it done in the ring. He has the skills, the technical ability, but I need to see a little bit more than that. I need to see, like you said, Wheeler with the microphone in his hands. I need to see if Hook has taken the next step in his progression in that field. I mean, listen, he choked out Wheeler Yuta. He had like a nice little jumping, like rising elbow that looked good. But let's see as we go. It's a week-to-week basis with Hook, and listen, he's been around for a few years. Just like I said with Daniel Garcia, I need to see Hook take the next step, not just as a wrestler in ring, as a personality, as a character, just as an interesting person all around. I mean, that's the thing with AEW. Like majority of the guys can get it done within the ropes, but the true superstars are going to get it done in and out of the ring. So that's where I got to see him progress.
Definitely. One thing that is progressing and is always progressing is the women's division. Next up, we get Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford getting the L against Chris Statlander and Harley Cameron, who walk away with the win. Afterwards, Megan Bayne wanted more. She started attacking Chris Statlander, and out comes Happy Willow. But is she happy? Because for a second, I thought we were about to see a heel turn, and she was going to take out Statlander, but Queen Aminata got involved. She got in between it. I mean, not Queen Aminata, but Harley Cameron got in between it, got involved, separated it, but something might be cooking there. I don't want to see heel Willow. I love a babyface Willow. I don't know if I'm ready for heel Willow, if that's where they're headed, but how'd you like this match?
I mean, great match. I mean, listen, you know what? Slowly, like, as quickly as lightning, like the team of Statlander and Harley Cameron, like they mesh well together. They work well together. I mean, we know what to expect from Megan and Penelope right now. They've been great the past few months, and it was a great all four women. They did their thing out there. I mean, Penelope Ford just continues to show why she's an important part of this roster. I mean, she could bring the best out of anyone she's in the ring with, and that's including Harley Cameron, who's one of the most improved wrestlers in the entire industry this year. Every time she gets to the ring, she just gets better and better and better. We know that she has the character work down. We know she has the mic work down. We know that her timing, on the mic, with the comedy and all that other stuff, she has that down pat. But as a wrestler, she is getting better and better every week that she steps in the ring. And of course, you're in there with Statlander, so she's gonna come off looking like $1,000,000. But like you said, afterwards, Willow coming out, is she gonna get into it with Stat? But I think Harley Cameron, playing a little peacemaker right there, maybe she's the one that will bridge the gap between Stat and Willow, that will bring them back, reunite the real best friends that we all know that they are. But we'll see down the line what happens. But I think pretty good women's tag match between all four ladies.
Definitely. Shout out Miguel in the comments saying we live. Yes,
absolutely,
we are.
sir.
Shout out Jordan also saying the prodigal son of the 2300 ECW arena. Hashtag send hook. He's talking about Taz, if you idiots don't know. Yes, that is his son. But great comeback tonight. I look forward to seeing whatever they have cooking in the future for Hook. I mean, you cannot go wrong, to be quite honest, man.
Nah.
Next up, we get a segment with Mercedes Moné, who refuses to acknowledge Alex Windsor during her championship celebration. She mocks her. She mocks Will Ospreay and their relationship. We are on a clear collision course, I think, for Alex Windsor to be the one to dethrone one of those titles, if maybe the TBS, off of Mercedes Moné. They're building her up heavy. I know Tony Khan loves her. He's putting her in all type of spots. But how do you feel about Mercedes Moné interview in ring Renee with all 9 belts?
I mean, this is just godlike aura from Mercedes with all those 9 belts on display right now. It's like you're going it's like you're in the high-end district, shopping, and you just window shopping, boom, all those 9 belts on display right there. We've rarely, this is like a rarity we've seen in the history of professional wrestling, especially from someone in the women's division right here. And she's just on the best run of her life, whether you like her or not. I mean, she can't be beaten, and she just continues to stat pad her resume to all-time great status right here. And that line about sending her to the hospital like with her husband Will, like that was a cold line right there. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but Mercedes could come off as like one of the more funnier people in the wrestling business when she actually tries. But I do think this is going to end up in a collision course with Windsor, maybe at All Out or further down the line for the TBS championship. Whether she's the one that will dethrone her for the belt, I'm not sure yet, man. Many have tried, but all of them have failed so far. So, and right now, I don't know if that's going to change anytime soon.
Same here, man. Next up, there was a moment when the Don Callis family was walking to the ring for this match, and it just hit me. It is no question. I think I might have been joking when I first said it last week, but now I really went through both rosters from all rosters, I should say, through all the companies. I Googled it. I looked at all the factions, and they are without a question the most dangerous faction in all the professional wrestling. The look of them coming down to the ring, Okada, Takeshita, Henchicero, Lance Archer in the back. Ward, man, let me just stop. It's getting out of hand. And they didn't just walk the walk. They talked the talk, and they defeated Bro Dito and Jet Speed. This match was everything, and Don Callis, he has put together a goddamn force. Your thoughts on this one?
Respectively, I don't want to talk about the match. I want to talk about one aspect of the match that happened in the middle of it a couple of times. And it is the hints and the little small glimpses of a potential rift within the Don Callis family between Konosuke Takeshita and Kazuchika Okada. We know what's happening. We know what's happening. We know what's coming. We can see it a mile away. And I love the fact that it's little breadcrumbs that we're seeing right now, but it's going to lead to that trail at the end. And at the end, it will be a clash of the ages. And you could just feel that friction. You feel that tension in the air that from the very beginning, Takeshi's made it very clear. He's not for this partnership with Okada. He wants nothing to do with him. And, I'm sure Okada feels the same way. So I love the fact that they are setting it up right in front of our faces right there for that future clash, between Okada and Takeshita. It's going to be generational. It's a potential passing of the torch moment, from Okada to Takeshita. We'll see how that plays out. But man, like as great as the match was, I'm still focused on where those two might go. But just real quick on the Don Callis family, it is an embarrassment of riches that this man has under his wing. Like you said, from Okada to Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, Josh Alexander, Ichisero, Lance Archer, and a whole bunch of other guys. I mean,
Vice.
and Wardlow, and like I said, and Wardlow
Yeah.
is now in the fold right now. So, like I said, it's not just the best faction in all wrestling; it's the most dangerous faction
Mm-hmm.
in all wrestling. And Don Callis is, I think, the best manager in all professional wrestling right now for amassing that talent, for elevating so many guys. I mean, especially like Kyle Fletcher from last year, who was just a pretty good singles wrestler, a good tag team wrestler, and is now TNT champion and is a future world heavyweight champion in the next few years. I mean, who wouldn't want to be a member of the Don Callis family right now? I mean, damn, where can I hand in my application? Shit. Matter of fact, the roster keeps growing, man. We gotta double check, make sure we're not members of the Don Callis family.
Exactly.
That's how it's looking right now. But man, like, yeah, and then yeah, dude, it's insane. But Takeshi and Okada down the line, man.
It's happening.
Sign me up.
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Quick little correction in the comment, and he's right. Miguel says, I'd say I count as 8 belts, Monet, since Owen Hart title tournament can't be defended, but I digress. You are right. She does have 8 belts, not 9. You can't really count the Owen Hart, but hey, it is what it is.
I mean, it's in belt form, so I guess
it's a belt. Yeah, I guess she's the belt collector. That is her belt. I guess that's what she means by it, but you're right. You're right.
Yeah, exactly.
But next up, we get, after that incredible segment with the Don Callis family, we get Hangman Page comes out talking about what he did at Forbidden Door. We're wondering who's next, and out comes who we just talked about, Don Callis with his crew. They surround the ring. They get to attacking Hangman Page. We all know Swerve's gone. We know Ospreay's gone. Where's the backup? Out comes Jet Speed. And that was not enough for this dangerous crew. And an old buddy from the Elite decided to join Hangman Page side by side once again. Kenny, by God, Omega comes down for the save. Incredible. Giving the V trigger and the buckshot to Lance Archer, laying them out. I love them back together. Your thoughts on Hangman in this segment here?
I mean, like we just said, I mean, with Don Callis' roster, I mean, he could send a whole number of people at Hangman to challenge for that world heavyweight title. But all due respect to all that melee, it's just that visual at the end of Hangman and Omega back in the ring, embracing. Looks like they're going to be working together. But I put out a little tweet earlier. I'm like, is this a reunion, or is this going to be a rivalry renewed between these two? Because it's starting out friendly right there, and they're going to be in the All-Star 8-man tag next week, and that's all good and well. But at the end of the day, he is the one-winged angel. He is one of the goats of professional wrestling. And it's been a while since he's had his since he had his world heavyweight title. You can't tell me in the back of the mind that he doesn't want his belt back. He doesn't want it shot. He doesn't know how much longer he has in his career, especially with his diverticulitis and everything like that. It could flare up again. His career could be dwindling down. We don't know. So does Omega have in the back of his mind, like, hey man, guess what? We're gonna be in Canada in a few weeks for a pay-per-view. Does he call his shot? Does he, start out as friends right now, but just ignite that rivalry? Maybe we get another Hangman and Omega match for the title. We shall see. But whether it's tag team or rivalry renewed, I am for it no matter which way they go.
Definitely. It was a nice little vignette or backstage interview with MJF. He talked that talk, and right after that, it was Mark Briscoe. He talked that talk and talking about the TNT title. There is still some mix-up, unfinished business in a major way with MJF and Briscoe. But how'd you like these two backstage promos?
I mean, first of all, Mark Briscoe, before he even cut the promo, he introduced his 9th child into the world.
9th!
So right now, him and Mercedes are in a race right now. Who's going to have more belts or babies between those two? they tied right now. I mean, this is fucking ridiculous. So I mean,
The baby collector, Mark Briscoe.
the baby collector, belt collector. I mean, it makes for good television. And you know, Briscoe will go on to call out Kyle Fletcher for his TNT title. I mean, that's another potential match we get at All Out. You know, but he still has his eyes on MJF. You know, he needs to get his leg back from him. Almost set the damn man on fire. So you know, I'm sure he wants to get some. He has revenge on the back of his mind as well. But with MJF, you know, he's calling all the fans hypocrites. You know, Hangman was the one who cheated, but he didn't get caught. So at the end, it was MJF's own dirty tricks that did him in. You know, like Hangman took advantage of the situation, and now we'll see where MJF goes from here, because now Tony Khan changed the rules with the cashing in the contract. He has to give a week notice, so there's going to be no tricks he can pull. He can't do anything by surprise. So what MJF, he's gonna have to go to the drawing board and come up with a new plan. But you know what? Listen, a dangerous MJF is a focused MJF, is an angry MJF. So he and the Hangman are not done by a long shot.
Not at all, man. I want to answer this question here. I was thinking it, but do you see a moment where the Bucks can't find anyone else to have at resource and go and ask a favor from the only EVP, aka Kenny, for forgiveness? Not only, Miguel, do I see that, I know the Bucks, with this mistreatment of what they've been getting, they deserve it. And they deserve it a few more weeks, but there will get to a point where sympathy will kick in and a babyface turn will happen with Kenny Omega and what's his name? Kenny Omega and Hangman tagging up now as babyface. If down the lines the Young Bucks can switch their ways and become baby faces, I can see for sure in the future the Elite tagging back up all of them as baby faces, and sign me up for that. But we still need some punishment for the Young Bucks. They had a reign of terror for years, and we need more punishment before they get that sympathetic vote and become baby faces. But yeah, next up, Trios Championship, the Ops versus Ricochet and GOA. You know, some things in life aren't fair. Tariffs, that's not fair. Wars over in the Middle East, that's not fair. And MVP getting his goddamn nose in business that it doesn't belong, for sure, is not fair. Because of that, the Ops retain versus Ricochet and GOA. Clearly, there is payback coming from what they did to the Hurt Syndicate at Forbidden Door, and they let it be known as afterwards Shelton and Bobby Lashley go at it with GOA. I'm looking forward to that tag team match as well, but this was a great match. I love the Ops. They're killing it with those trios title, but there was something in me that thought that Ricochet and GOA might win it, but damn you, MVP, man. Your thoughts on this and the buildup of that feud, GOA, Hurt Syndicate. What you think about it?
It was a good trios match, and I'm right there with you. I thought tonight was the night that Ricochet and the GOA were going to pull off. I thought they were going to be new trio champions, but I mean, listen, we shouldn't be surprised that MVP would try to get some revenge, especially what happened at Forbidden Door. I mean, so it is what it is, and unfortunately, things didn't come up. Didn't go the way for Ricochet and the Gates of Agony, but now we're going to Hurt Syndicate versus Ricochet and GOA, and I can't wait for that. I mean, we saw the brawl between GOA and Lashley and Benjamin afterwards. I mean, when they lock up in the square circle, it's going to be great, and that's just another potential match we could have for All Out. And it's just continued the theme of tonight, where we're setting up feuds and programs like going down the line, like post pay-per-view and everything. There's a focus, there's a path to follow along right here. And listen, let's see what Ricochet has up his sleeve to get revenge right here, man, because anything about our bald light skin Kingpin, he ain't gonna let this disrespect go unpunished, man. He will get his lick back. He will get his revenge. That's a damn guarantee.
Right. That is a fact. That all leads us to the main event. Falls count anywhere. When I heard that was the stipulation, I prayed for everyone involved. Darby Allin, Claudio Castagnoli go to war. This thing was incredible. There was a spot where He gorilla pressed Darby Allin, tossed him out the ring. I thought he was going to miss the announce table, but he clipped it just enough to save his fall. But that was an incredible spot. Darby Allin, though, you know he's on fire. He didn't come down from Mount Everest to take a loss. So he's getting wins. He defeats Claudio Castagnoli afterwards. Gabe Kidd. We are done with Forbidden Door, and he is still around. I would like that symbol to pop up on X saying that Gabe Kidd is officially all elite. Hopefully that's coming very, very soon. But he comes out, jumps on Darby. Where's Kenny? Where's Hangman? They didn't come to save Darby. Darby had to run for the goddamn highway, but he got loose and got free. There's nothing wrong with running, people. You live to see another day. But how'd you feel about the main event of this Dynamite?
I mean, I don't know how Darby's able to walk straight with all the, not just the bumps in this match, but just the bumps that this man has taken his entire career right now. He's a true medical like marvel right here. I mean, the match starts like Claudio's coming out to the ring and Darby jumps him in the back, and the first thing that happens is Claudio throws him into a damn trailer, then puts him into a shopping cart, throws him into a whole bunch of chairs, and like I said, that gorilla press spot where I thought he was gonna miss the table too, but nope, he turned his body square, bam, landed flat on it. I mean, that was insane. And this dude Darby is he's just not human, man. He gets slammed onto a whole bunch of chairs from the top rope, kicks out 2, 3, 4 times in a row. You know, he just wouldn't quit. You know, I mean, he ended with multiple coffin drop after coffin drop after coffin drop to pick up the victory. And you know what? Yeah, like I'm curious what Gabe Kidd's status is with AEW. I mean, is he dual contracted? We don't know, but like you said, hey, smart on Darby for running away, you know, with the numbers odds not in his favor. Like you said, let's fight another day. But dude, it was just pure mayhem, pure chaos, and like it checked all the boxes that I knew it was going to be, you know, for a Falls Count Anywhere match with Darby. So I say like good job all around. What a way to end the show, and and Darby picks up another victory.
Great main event. Great show overall. On a scale of 1 to 10, fallout from Forbidden Door, what are you giving Dynamite tonight?
I'm giving it a 9.5, man. Listen, we got progression. We got new feuds and storylines developing tonight. There's clear direction on so many levels right now. We have a whole bunch of we have a few matches already confirmed for All Out, some that were teased either for All Out or further down the line. And like I said, everything fell in place tonight. Nothing seemed out of sorts or didn't belong on TV. And you know what? It was just a standard that AEW television puts on. A great in-ring action, good character development, good storyline progression, and I think it checked all the boxes in my opinion. I'm gonna go at 9.7 tonight.
Definitely. Me on the you know, when I do these live streams that you guys see, I do them for all brands. I usually come down, I get my alcoholic beverage, my dinner, and I kind of munch on things while I'm eating. My plate's still here full. My beer's gone, of course. I wasn't gonna let that waste. But that just shows there was no time. I was locked in. There were so many clips. I didn't know which one to use. They built stories. They got me hyped for All Out. This was a perfect 10 show. This was perfect 10 to me. There was no segment that lacked. Everything had meaning. Everything had star power. You had a return from Hook. It was just the perfect show. 10 from me. Incredible Dynamite. Incredible.
You know what? I maybe I was being too conservative. I didn't want to like jump out B10, but you know what? I'm right there with you, honestly, man. You know, I guess like I guess when I do my my ratings, I don't want to be like the guy like 10 all the time. But not tonight you're right. It was a perfect 10.
Right.
In a sense. The in-ring action was great, the storylines were great, the teases that they gave us for either All Out or further down the line were great. Like I said, for me tonight, the thing that still stood out to me was the teaser between Okada and Takeshita right there. I mean, that's just gonna be fucking amazing. And also, like, I love these small unique venues that they've been doing the residencies the past couple of years. They're in the 2300 arena. I mean, the famous ECW arena. And first off, actually, quick shout out to Taz. So apparently after the show, Tony Khan made an announcement that Taz is going to be immortalized in the rafters in TNA. I don't know exactly how it's going to be a photo or a banner or something like that, but he's going to be immortalized in the rafters in 2300 Arena. I think that's an incredible gesture on Tony Khan's part. And you know what? He was an ECW fan himself. He was in that arena as a kid, so he knows the history of that building. He knows the history of ECW. So I mean, it's just showing, respect for a legend that is Taz. So I mean, I think an incredible gesture on his point. But I love these small arenas. I mean, the intimacy, like with the crowd and everything, like it's just a different type of energy that maybe you don't get in some of these bigger buildings. So I like this. I like what they do with these smaller buildings, these residencies. I hope they continue them in the future.
Definitely. Now, I don't like to always mix brands. When I talk about one, I like to stick on that, but I got to bring this up, and I want some fan interaction in the comments. This week, we had two incredible human harpoons, and I need your opinion in the comments. The better human harpoon, was it? Here it is. Better human harpoon, was it A, this week, Darby Allin getting tossed out the goddamn ring by Claudio Castagnoli, or was it B? Was it the ruler, Obafemi, tossing Javon Evans, who clearly is still hurt from that? Leave it in the comments, A or B, who had the better human harpoon. But before we get out of here, talk about group chat. You guys were down there in London. What's popping, man? Give me some info, man. What's going on with you guys?
Guys, Group Chat Wrestling Podcast. We just recorded episode 60 today. It's coming out a little later normally than usual, but like I said, we're still kind of recovery mode, from the amazing Forbidden Door weekend. Not just that Sunday night, but the multiple indie shows that a lot of us went to, whether it was Rev Pro, the Eve show, the Riot Cabaret. But I mean, a whole bunch of shows happened during the week. It was an amazing scene out there. I highly recommend, if you guys ever get to travel to London, the independent scene over there is just amazing. Like I highly recommend it. But yes, Group Chat Wrestling Podcast. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at GW Podcasts UK. We release about 3 to 5 clips every week of every episode. Follow us on Twitter for any and all updates regarding the show and possible for breaking news down the line. Group Chat Wrestling Podcast. Follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all your podcast platforms.
Definitely. And with the Holy Shhh Podcast, we were supposed to have our special guest interview this weekend, but with all the wrestling going on, we didn't want anything to overshadow this, so we moved our special guest interview with Soto 619. It'll be airing Thursday 8 p.m. Eastern, so check that out and just stay tuned every day right here on the Holy Shhh Podcast. You know how we do. We keep it coming, telling you everything and anything that's going on in the world of professional wrestling. Until next time, it's your boy ABE from DET.
I'm that Bald Bro from the NYC.
And you guys have been tuned in to the Holy Shhh Podcast AEW Dynamite post show. Peace.